The Philadelphia Eagles always play against the Jets in the preseason, but this is the first time that I can recollect that the Eagles are playing them early in the preseason. They usually are like the last game of the preseason. So that's what we're used to doing. But this time it's the beginning. So I'm not used to playing the Jets with starters. But that is what we were able to do because this was the first preseason game. And usually the last preseason game, you don't see any starters playing unless they're on the bubble or if they're draft picks. Sometimes you'll see them there. Or if they're like a backup who is replacing a starter for a short period of time. To react to the first game of the preseason, let me just say that the starters were very impressive. I'm very impressed with the way that the starters played. Obviously, Jalen Hurts is a hot button topic for Eagles fans and even myself. Sometimes I see myself not believing in his abilities, but he went out there and he played. He did everything that he was supposed to do. And I know that people are saying like, well, it's preseason and it's the Jets. No, I totally get that. I'm not someone who's kind of like bouncing off the ceiling being like, hey, he's going to be the best quarterback in the league. Make sure he's on your fantasy team or whatever. No, I'm not saying that. And I know I have a lot of experience as an Eagles fan watching some good quarterback performances in the preseason. And then you're just like, oh, this guy was not that good. Like, Eagles fans know Sam Bradford is like the greatest preseason quarterback. He deserves like the preseason MVP. Chip Kelly deserved like the head coach of the year. We deserve like the preseason Super Bowl championship. But at the end of the day, the preseason is not about winning and losing games at all. It's not. I think the Baltimore Ravens have won like 24 consecutive preseason games. It's like good for you. That's a nice record to have. But at the end of the day, it just doesn't matter. The preseason is all about trying new things out. It's all about knocking all the rust off. Now, like if your starters go out there like last season, right? They went out there in a Patriots preseason game and it looked like those guys weren't ready to play the game. Okay, that's when you might want to hit the panic button, right? If your starters aren't going out there and they're not showing anything, like it's 3 and out, punt, interception, fumble, sacks against your offense, then yeah, those are times in which you should probably push the panic button. But at the end of the day, you don't need to win preseason games. They don't hand anything out to you if you win a preseason game. So again, whether we won the game or lost the game, that didn't matter to me. But from Jalen Hurts, I saw poise. I saw a lot of poise. I saw a guy who was looking down the field. I saw a guy who wasn't giving up. I think he was 6 for 6 or 8 for 8 for like 80 yards and a touchdown. Perfect passer rating. I mean, those are good. Those are nice stats to have, but I was more looking at what he was doing. His technique looked a lot better. But again, it's just a preseason game. It's just one preseason game. We can't get wrapped up in how well someone plays in a preseason game because this is an 18-week season, 17 game season, right? You can't just take that game and be like, okay, that's what we're going to have for the rest of the season. No, it's not. And, I think that Jalen Hurts understands that. I think the team understands that. There's more consistency that we have to see from Jalen Hurts before we crown him some sort of champion. But he did really well. He threw a few deep passes. I think the touchdown pass was considered a deep pass. I think the pass to Quez Watkins to the right side was a great pass. He did everything that you would want to see from your quarterback in the first drive of the preseason. There's no other thing that I would want to come out and see than what I saw. The technique was better. The poise was better. He wasn't staring down receivers. He was making smart decisions. That's what you want to see. Now, other people might want to see something else. Other people might want to see him walk on water. No, I'm not going to put that expectation on him. But he played well. The offensive line was blocking well. Free agent acquisition, Kaiser White, I think that's what his name is, got an interception off of Zach Wilson. And I guess the starting defense really didn't spend that much time on the field, which is good. You don't want your defense to spend a lot of time on the field. I think the only issue that I had with the game, of course, like when the third stringers come out, the Eagles start to lose the game. That happens every single time we play in a preseason game. They look disheveled. They don't look that good out there. Those guys are likely going to be depth players if there are injuries. So I hope that doesn't happen. But as far as I'm concerned, that was really the only bad thing outside of penalties. Penalties were kind of bad. I guess the only thing that I can say that was really bad about the game when the starters were playing was, of course, I think it was Jalen Hurts went out of bounds and he got clobbered. Now, that hit against him, which was a penalty, it's a late hit. It's an illegal play. You can't do that. But you also can't expect that that your quarterback is just going to be protected. You can't just expect defenders on the other team going a million miles a second to be like, I'm just going to let him go out of bounds. You can't always expect that. And I can understand that people were mad. People were blaming Robert Saleh for this. I'm not blaming Robert Saleh for this because he's telling his players, some of you are fighting for a job. Some of you guys are showing a play that it's going to take you into the season. So, I don't really think it was headhunting. I just think the guy couldn't pull up. He was in midair, and that's just a football play. It sucks to see. But you can't really expect guys to pull up in that situation. It's football. It's a football play. It's unfortunate. I don't want people getting injured. I surely don't want my starting quarterback at this point getting injured. Which brings me to Zach Wilson. I'm happy that the dude, he dodged a bullet, dude. Last night everyone was saying that he tore his ACL. I am so glad that Zach Wilson did not, that he's perfectly fine. Okay, I've never been in the situation where my quarterback got that kind of injury in a first preseason game, but I think that the Jets definitely dodged a bullet there. Definitely dodged a bullet. And I think that, they're sighing a sigh of relief that he'll only be out for like a month maximum, month and a half maximum. I would say don't rush him back because again, that guy's supposed to be your future quarterback. I would not mess with that in any way. Give the guy a chance to come back if need be. But Jordan Davis played amazing. The dude's a beast. Like, he's just clogging everything up. He's getting triple teamed and he's still breaking through. Cam Jurgens, center who took over for Jason Kelsey, he played amazingly as well, doing his thing, getting out there, playing ball, just like being mobile and controlling the offense. He was really good doing that. He was one of the backups who were playing because the starter was injured. Jason Kelsey injured his arm. I guess they were just doing surgery on him, and he's just taking rest up time. And then Nakobe Dean, who played with the backups, made some really good plays, clogged up holes. That was a guy that I wanted in the first round, and we got him in the third round. So I hope he does well. A lot of Eagles fans are saying that, he's going to be better than Micah Parsons. No, he won't. I can just stand here and dispel that rumor or argument. He is not. He is not going to be better. He's undersized. He just plays an entirely different position. Like, he's just an exclusive Mike linebacker. Like, Micah Parsons can play defensive end if he wants. He can play edge rusher if he wants to. So no, they're not the same player. But Micah Parsons is going to be better. But it's hard to get a player that's going to be as good as Micah Parsons. So N'Kobe Dean played really well. Quez Watkins played well. Dallas Goedert played well. Again, the only real issue was penalties, which they need to make better, because there's nothing worse than scoring a touchdown and then being like, whoop, penalty.